So after the match, as Becky was celebrating, Shayna Baszler attacks Becky Lynch from behind and puts her in the Kirifuda clutch. That would have been enough of a statement for her to make. But instead, this is WWE. We've got to up the ante a little bit. We've got to get people talking. We've got to do something outrageous. So she throws Becky's lifeless body to the ground. And Shayna drops to her knees. And she bites Becky on the back of her neck. Like a vampire. Or a cannibal. And when she came up, there was a shitload of fake blood smeared all over her face and in her mouth from the blood capsule. Either that or she came in first in the annual cherry pie eating contest, one or the other. It was completely out of character for Shayna, since we have never, ever seen her do anything like this before in NXT. But the visual of her with the blood dripping from her mouth, I guess, was kind of cool. I guess. I thought this was stupid. I mean, I'm very happy. Look, it was like she got rabies or something and just lost her mind. Medics tended to Becky in the back. They tried to convince her to take an ambulance to the hospital. She refused before stealing the ambulance and then driving off. It took forever for her to start driving too, which looked very silly. Maybe she couldn't find the car keys. I don't quite understand why she even felt the need to steal the ambulance. I mean, the fact that she stole it and wouldn't be arrested or anything, that's not even the issue. I saw people making a big deal about that. It's wrestling. How many times have we seen wrestlers commit grand theft auto on this show over the years and carjack people and not be punished for it? I just don't get why she felt the need to steal it. If she was chasing after somebody, I can understand. We've seen guys jump in cars and steal cars to go chase after somebody. But goofy vampire bite aside, I can excuse the stupidity of it. I just thought it was dumb. It was completely out of character for her. It would be like me showing up on Raw and doing, something that you would never expect me to do. You know, think about that. That would be the equivalent of somebody who has never done anything before. Like somebody who, let's say, is mild-mannered or something. They have like a mild-mannered, nice, white meat babyface type star who then goes on a different show, maybe they're drafted or whatever, and they debut and they gut and quarter people with a Swiss Army knife. It would be very out of character for them. It would also be illegal. But despite that, I'm willing to excuse the weirdness of this for the sheer fact that Shayna Baszler is now on Monday Night Raw where she belongs. She is now on television. And that is what matters the most. I think she is the perfect person to take that title off of Becky a year after Becky beat one of Shayna's best friends for it. There is a natural story there. One of the reasons why this whole, vampire bite thing I thought was so unnecessary and so dumb. There's a natural story there. And I hope they tell that story. I hope, despite what we saw on Monday, it doesn't just become a case of, hey, I want your title, and Becky's all upset about the bite, and they tell some of this story. Because you also got to remember something here, that at Survivor Series, Shayna Baszler beat Becky Lynch. She beat Bayley as well. It was a triple threat match. Which is why I also think you can get around the logic of, hey, this woman just shows up one day and she's probably going to get a championship match at WrestleMania. Like, if she doesn't have to beat somebody, if she doesn't have to qualify, if she doesn't have to win a battle royal or something, how does she get a title shot? How fair is that? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I can excuse that. You can get around that. Because she does have a win, technically, over Becky Lynch. That Becky Lynch has not avenged. Becky did not even take the losing fall. I mean, it was Bayley who tapped out, but she still beat Becky at Survivor Series. So she could argue, I beat you once, I could do it again. And this time I want your title. And that would be enough for me. That would be enough to satisfy me. But the women are not headlining WrestleMania this year. Last year, it felt like the main event. It felt like they deserved to be in that spot. It was the biggest match, or one of the biggest matches. This year, neither one of these women's championship matches feels main event worthy. That really should be Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, if Drew is going to win the title. If Drew is going to be squashed in 5 minutes, then that probably is not a smart way to end the show. But it's been 4 years since the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble has actually competed in the closing match at WrestleMania. I think it's time.